Welcome to the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast. My name is Katie Dodd, and I'm a nutrition entrepreneur. I spent 7 years as a side hustler before diving into entrepreneurship full time. Before making the leap, I was bringing in 6 figures through my side hustle. If I can do it, you can too. This podcast is for dietitians, interns, and students who want to be inspired to start or perfect the side hustle of their dreams. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the 102nd episode of the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast, Getting Started with Email Marketing. Now, I had recently, or I guess last month now, shared in my Dietitian Side Hustle Instagram group, what do you guys want me to talk about on the podcast? And this is another one of those topics. Someone requested how to grow an email list from zero. So this podcast episode is for those of you who do not have an email marketing list and you want to get started. Now, why should you have an email marketing list? And I guess, what is that? An email list is where you have, the list of the names and emails in your audience so you can send emails directly to your people. Now, the reason why we want to do this, if you want to have an online business, it's really important to have your own email list. If we think of the social media channels like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you could spend all of your time building up traffic, getting lots of followers. But the truth of the matter is you do not own that audience. The brand does, right? So if you're on Instagram, Instagram owns your audience. So what happens if Instagram changes an algorithm and your people no longer see your stuff? It's out of your control. You don't own Instagram. What if someone hacks your Instagram account and you no longer have access? All that time you spent building this wonderful platform is now, it's all gone. Or even worse, well, I don't know if it's worse, equally as bad, if someone somehow you get flagged on Instagram and they shut down your account completely. So we just have to remember, I'm a big fan of social media. I am on all the platforms, but we have to remember that we do not own those platforms, and having our own email list is a really good thing to do because it's something you own. You can directly send an email into the inbox of your person. Now, yes, they can unsubscribe and all of the things, but it just gives you more control over your audience. It's something that you have control over and you're counting on. And, if an algorithm changes, people will still see your stuff. So I don't want to get too much in the weeds because I do want this to be a short episode about why you should start an email marketing list. I want to talk to you about getting started. What does it take to start an email marketing list? I will say it takes 3 things to get started. You need an audience, you need an email marketing platform, and you need something to hook people in. So what do I mean by an audience? If you want to get people on your email list, you have to have the people to get on your email list, right? So this is going to vary based on what you do for a business, for a side hustle. If you're an in-person, you could be at a health fair and have a list of put your name and your email and get on my, newsletter list or my email marketing list. So you could actually collect this information, in person, but oftentimes people are doing this online. So through our social media channels, through our websites, through, just these different places that we're online. And even if we're maybe in front of someone else's audience, we might share, hey, you can get on my email list here. We don't typically say get on my email list, but we'll talk about that. But you do need to have an audience to get people on that list. Next, you need to have an email marketing platform, and that is the platform that you are connected with. It is usually a paid service. There are some with, free accounts, and that is the platform that you use to collect emails, email addresses, to send those emails, to create automations. So that is the tool that you're using for email marketing. Now, some popular ones include MailChimp and ConvertKit. I actually started with MailChimp years back, and what I like about those two is that they have free versions. So when you're first getting started and you're like, I don't have the money to invest in email marketing, because it really is not, it's not a cheap product if you want a good one. So MailChimp and ConvertKit are great ones to get started if you're looking for a free platform. Now, Flowdesk is actually what I'm using now, and I love Flowdesk because it is a low price platform. A lot of the email marketing, you actually pay an amount based on how many people are on your list. And I like Flowdesk because it's like a flat rate, regardless of how many people are on your list. I was on MailChimp for a while and, I started growing, which is a great problem to have. But when I was at the point where I had to pay, I was just shocked by how much money it was every month. And then I'm like, man, as I continue to grow, I am going to continue to have to pay more and more. And that would have been great had I had things in place to make money through that list. This was actually for my food blog, High Calorie Recipes. It had some really good websites, like, my SEO brought a lot of people to the website, got a lot of people on my list. It like totally exceeded MailChimp, and I was kind of stuck. I couldn't send people emails because they wanted me to pay. And at the time, I wasn't, putting a lot of time and effort into this brand, and it wouldn't have been worth the payoff for investing. So getting in the weeds there, but that's really what led me to Flowdesk, is that it was like a flat fee. I think it's like, I forget what it is off the top of my head. With almost everything anymore, I pay for a year in advance, because you typically save a couple months if you pay for a year, and then you don't have to worry about receipts every month for taxes. So I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's around $20 a month. Very reasonable for email marketing. And I actually, I'll put this in the show notes. I actually have a free mini course for anyone who wants to get started with Flowdesk. It actually walks you through how to get started, how to use the platform, and yeah, it's real good. So if you want that, go check out the link in my show notes, or, just reach out and contact me on social through email, and I'll get it to you. So you need the audience, you need the email marketing platform, and then you need something to hook people in. Now, generally speaking, if you just tell someone, do you want to get on my email list? The answer is usually no, unless it's like your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friend, right? They'll probably do whatever you ask. But for the most part, people who you want to be a customer, they're not going to get on your email list just by saying, get on my email list. So typically, how do we hook people in? It's usually through a freebie. We typically have like, hey, so for an example with me and Dietitian Side Hustle, get my free dietitian online mini course, my blogging as a business webinar, my that Flowdesk mini course I talked to you guys about. If you sign up for that, you'll be on my email list. You could always unsubscribe. But that's typically how we get people in, is that we provide something that is of value to our audience. Now, what does that look like? This really varies based on what you do, who you serve, all the things, but it could look like maybe you're sending out a monthly newsletter, and that's the hook of like, hey, get on my newsletter and get all the latest information. It could be like for my blogger friends out there, if you have a really good blog article that people love, take that blog article, make it as a really nice shareable PDF. People will often exchange their email just to have this great printable shareable PDF. And that's like easy peasy, no extra work. It could be an ebook, not like a crazy 200-page ebook, but like basics, right? Like maybe a 20-page, 30 or even 40-page with lots of pictures ebook that answers questions, that solves problems. It could be handouts. It could be recipes. It could be like a little packet of recipes. It could be maybe a calculator, a toolkit, a webinar, a link to a mini course. And the webinar and the mini course are really just like video, right? So not something that they would read digitally, or, it's more a video of you talking. And so those are just some ideas about how to hook people in, but it's really got to be valuable. So if you want to get started with email marketing, you need an audience, you need an email marketing platform, and you need something to hook people in. Now, I want to talk briefly about the how-to, because I see this on social a lot. People are like, how do I get people's emails and how do I give them their freebies? It's super confusing, and I get it. So I'm going to walk you through, and I hope through audio, this is it's one of those things, again, where I feel like pictures help, but you know what? Through podcasts, we're going to make this happen. So if you want to know, like, what is the nitty-gritty how-to of getting someone on your email list, here's what it looks like. So first off, you have to go sign up for one of those email marketing platforms. Again, if you want to go free, sign up for ConvertKit or MailChimp. I'm familiar with MailChimp. If you're willing to pay, like I said, Flowdesk is a good one. So once you've created your account, you want to create a landing page. Now, actually, let me back up. The language I'm using, it varies based on platform. I've just noticed the different email marketing platforms use different language. Ultimately, the bones are the same. The stuff is there. Free versions are typically more limited than paid versions. It makes sense. If you want to, do more, you typically have to pay. But I'm just going over the bones. But if the language is a little different based on the platform you're using, that is why. So you want to create a landing page. A landing page is a web page where people go and there's the information like, hey, get my freebie. And they put in their name, they put in their email, and they click submit. I want in, sign me up, or whatever. So that is the web page that you're going to create, and you share that link with everyone. So if you want to get people on your email marketing list, you make that landing page and you share that link. You share that link, on your Instagram, on your Facebook, through LinkedIn. That is where you share your link, right? So So create the landing page where people put in their name and email, get the link to share with everyone. Now, landing page is great because people are going to put in their name, their email, they're going to submit. But once that's submitted, what's going to happen? On the back end in that email marketing platform, you have to create an automation. And what that means, typically when someone signs up for that, they would get tagged with a, hey, someone just signed up for your freebie. And then it would create an automation that you have to set up that would send out an email to them. So they put in their name, email, in your email marketing system. You've created an automation. As soon as that happens, boom, an email goes to their inbox. And in it, you'll write something like, hey, thanks so much for, signing up, or thanks so much for joining, or hey, here's your freebie. And you would have a hyperlink to that freebie. What do I mean by hyperlink? So you've created a freebie. Maybe it's a PDF. Maybe it's a video. You would upload it to a shared folder. Think Google Drive, Dropbox. You would get a shareable link where anyone with that link can view it, and you would embed that link into that email. Okay. So they get that email from you, they click on the hyperlink, boom, it brings them to the uploaded document that you put on a shared drive, and they're able to access that freebie. Now from there, once you get people on your list, you do have to continue to serve them, provide value. I always recommend creating what we call like a welcome sequence. So that way it's a series of emails that goes out to them and explains to them like who you are, what you do, how you help people, and continue to serve them through email. And that's going to vary based on your audience. Again, people can unsubscribe. Unsubscribes are not the end of the world. Don't get all dietitian-y on me and get so worked up when one person unsubscribes. Every time I send out emails, people unsubscribe, and it does not hurt my feelings at all. I unsubscribe from people's emails. We all have the email overload, right? So don't worry about that, right? Just serve your audience and all the things. So I hope that made sense with the whole okay, how do I actually get people on my email list and get them their thing? Sign up for an email marketing platform, create a landing page where you collect their email and their name, share that link with everyone. That's how they get on it. As soon as they're on it, you have to create an automation that will kick an email out to them with the, email you create that has here's your freebie, hyperlink to the freebie that you've uploaded to a shared folder like Google Drive. And that is how they get their freebie. So then you continue to serve them through email. So when should you start your email marketing list? That depends. Now, if you are just a side hustler looking for freelance gigs and you're not really working on building your own brand or your own business, this might not be something that you need to do right now unless you're trying. There could always be reasons why, but this is really for someone who's kind of starting their own brand or business. So if you are starting to build a brand, you're starting to build a business, I would say the time is now. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complicated. You could always go back later, beef it up. Creating automations in email marketing platforms is lovely because you create this automation once. When someone signs up, they automatically get series of emails from you for you can make them for as long as you want through Flowdesk on my with my website, High Calorie Recipes. I actually have an automation that a dietetic intern who is amazing created. And when someone signs up for one of my freebies, there's a welcome sequence, which covers about a 10-day period. And then she created emails that go out every month for a year. So if you sign up for my email marketing list through High Calorie Recipes, you're going to have me coming right into your inbox, having a conversation with you for an entire year. And it doesn't take any of my time. So I will say that some of the paid versions don't offer that, those really meaty automations, oftentimes you can create emails, but you have to manually send them out. So the automations aren't always available in the free platforms, but again, Flowdesk. So I hope that was helpful. I hope for those of you listening, whether or not you're on email marketing, you want to get started with email marketing, you're like, I don't even know what email marketing is. I hope that this was helpful for you. I love being able to create these podcast episodes answering questions that you have. So if you have any questions about dietitian side hustle, different side hustles, blogging, anything business related, feel free to reach out and let me know, and I'll make you an episode 2. So if you are interested in that mini course I mentioned, the Flowdesk, how to get started with Flowdesk, go ahead and go to my show notes or reach out to me on social and I'll get you the link. And then you can get on my email marketing list and get that little freebie about how to use Flowdesk, which is a really wonderful low-cost email marketing tool. So I hope that is helpful for those of you who are ready to get started with email marketing. And thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Have such an amazing day. You guys, have you heard the news? I am launching the 9th cohort of the Blogging Accelerator program on August 29th. The Blogging Accelerator program is for dietitians who want to create a business based in blogging. This program is designed to launch you into the online space, making money through multiple streams of passive income without seeing patients. Or I should add, in addition to. So Blogging Accelerator program is lifetime access. Once you're in it, you are in it for life. It doesn't just provide a course, it provides 3 monthly calls, support, accountability, everything that you need to build a business based in blogging. So if you want to learn more, go to bloggingacceleratorprogram.com, or better yet, go to blogstrategycall.com and apply for a strategy call with me. We will chat about, is this program the best fit for you right now? So I cannot wait for this next cohort, and I sure hope that you're in it. Again, if you want to learn more, a good place to go is actually katiedodd.com. That is my link tree. It's got all the links. So go there, learn more, tell your friends about it. Let's create more blogs by dietitians, NDTRs, RDs to be, and let's take over the internet, drown out all of those, bloggers sharing incorrect information, and work on helping more dietitians make money blogging.